Tiny Planet Inc. Global reach, local talent.
Yeah. So first of all, what is ERP? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So how is it related to SAP? ERP provides a business solution. Now what is a business solution? If you ask me, any company today, any organization, it has different departments like sales and distribution, material management, accounting, shipping, distribution channels. So why these different departments are there? Why can't alone one department can take care of entire business flow? Can you answer this? Why actually there's different departments like sales, marketing, and technical department, accounting, distribution channels? They're different departments, right?
Right. But
So, yeah.
it's just like sharing duties, and different people have different skills, and different departments have to work together to make the whole organization work.
Yes, so to make our organization to work smoother and faster, so and also to expect the quick delivery, we can expect this integration of all the business model together. So that's
Also,
what,
also for organizational reasons.
yes. So that is what ERP does. ERP divides the business into different departments, and each department is assigned their own roles and responsibility. If I say sales, salespeople are only targeting in their sales area. They're not interested to go and mingle with finance, what actually is happening in finance roles and responsibility, right? So each and every department assigned their own roles and responsibility, and at the day end, when we integrate all these departments like finance, sales together, so we get our entire business flow. So that is what ERP is. ERP divides the business into different departments, and each department is assigned their own roles and responsibility, and at the end we integrate all this together, a successful business solution will evolve for an organization. So this is what happens. First, actually, I want to tell you what is business flow.
What is business flow?
Yeah.
I can't find it.
I want to show you that.
Mr. Pradeep, did you see my comments?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way, it can move faster.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So now the business flow is so first inquiry. So a customer should inquire. Then only the business will get to know what is the need of a customer. Then once the inquiry is done as an acknowledgement, an organization, suppose I'm going to show you this business flow I'm giving for two organizations. Suppose let's say IBM wants to purchase a Dell laptop. Now, what is the business flow they follow? First, IBM has to make an inquiry. So once they make an inquiry, then Dell will reply them with quotation. So in the quotation, they would have mentioned what all the modules they are manufacturing, what are the prices of each, what are the technical features of each. So in that quotation, the company who is a purchaser, that is IBM, is going to purchase and is going to update via purchase order. And as acknowledgement, now Dell will raise a sales order. So only after this sales order, everything will be tracked inside SAP. The inquiry management system is not by default is not being given by SAP. Because inquiry is just an inquiry. Only once a customer purchases, is a customer of a company, so there are all the records are maintained. So once the sales order is raised, next comes picking, packing, and delivery. And that last, billing. So this is the entire business flow. So this business flow is already been pre-programmed and it is plug and play. SAP is a ready-made business solution which is available. So what does ERP do? ERP program this entire business flow as a plug and play module. So one of the business solution available, that is one of the ERP business solution available in the market today is SAP. So now we got to know what is ERP and how it is related to SAP. SAP is one of the ERP solution available in the market. So by default, ERP provides a business solution. So what is SAP? SAP is a system application and product in data processing, the abbreviation. So what is it? How it came into picture? SAP was founded in 1972 by 5 former engineers who were working for IBM, and headquarters is in Germany. SAP is one of the ERP business solution which is running on a language called ABAP, Advanced Business Application Programming. This is more advanced and there is no hardcore syntaxes in this particular programming concept. It is similar to our C and Visual Basic and Power Builder. And this SAP runs on GUI on Windows, Unix and NT. So SAP, this SAP is again, I said it is one of the ERP business solution available in the market. And why I can go for SAP? Because it's a platform independent. It does not, because I said it runs on a ABAP language, which is OpenSQL. So you know what is SQL? It is structure query language. OpenSQL is a language which does not depend upon the native SQL, that is, which does not depend upon the underlying database. Suppose if a client has been using a database, Oracle database for the past 2 decades, and now he is opting to implement SAP in his company, he does not want to change the entire database. On top of the existing database, still we can implement SAP. So that's why it is platform independent. And it also supports various operating systems. And as I told you, there are several other ERP in the market, but why it has failed, why only SAP is moving? Because of the integrity between all the modules. What are all the modules here? SAP is categorized into 2 categories, that is functional and one is technical. Under SAP technical comes basis. Basis are the people who are working with the networking domain, who are into fixing the network issues, so it suits for them. ABAP is for developers. ABAP is a language in SAP module, and BI is just a reporting tool. BI has actually its own advantage and also its own drawback, and once HANA has come, BI is actually not good in the market, because HANA is not only a reporting tool but also it's an in-memory database technology. HANA is an appliance, so once HANA has come into picture, BI has no roots. So these are the technical modules inside SAP, that is basis, ABAP, BI and HANA. And what are the functional modules? As I told you, the business mainly runs on functional people. There is finance, material management, sales and distribution, HR, production planning, plant maintenance. Like this, it goes up to 25 function modules. In SAP, there are 25 function modules, and technical modules are basis, ABAP, BI and HANA. So this is about SAP and its history. So when SAP came into picture in 1970s, they had to come with R/1 system. That is, R stands for real-time system. In R/1 system, they used one-tier architecture. If you say today, even in our desktop, what is a presentation layer? The desktop itself is a presentation layer, and application layer is for processing, that is our processor, and database layer is for storing the values. So all these 3 layers were on one tier. So this R/1 system came into picture in 1970s. But the drawback was the entire architecture, for the entire architecture we could connect only one system. That was a drawback. So SAP came to know about this, and after complete R&D for almost a decade, they realized that all the customer problems they are facing, and later in 1982 they came with R/2 system, that is 2-tier based system. Here 2-tier, that is application and database layer were made as one unit separate and presentation as separate, so that n number of clients could be connected on the presentation layer with no worries. But still, the problem was with the combination of application layer and database layer. The processing was a bit slower there. So again, in 1992, they came up with R/3 system where they made 3 different layers. It's called, still today we are using the same, it's called 3-tier architecture, R/3 system, where 3 different layers, presentation layer, application layer, and database layer in a 3 different tier. And it is only, presentation layer is only for presentation purpose, and application layer is only for processing part, and database layer is only for storing. So this resolved all the issues, the performance issues, and this is one of the key goals that because of this, even today, we are still using 3-tier architecture, that is R/3 system. So this is about SAP and what is ERP and how it is related to SAP. And till date, R/3 system is the latest one which we are using, and there are different versions which has been in the market. In that, ABAP NetWeaver 7.3 is the current one, what we'll be going through now. 7.31 is the current one, which has been used by most of the clients today, and we'll be doing the entire course will be concentrated on that. And what is ABAP? ABAP is the Advanced Business Application Programming. So it's a language for developing SAP applications on R/3 system. SAP actually originally developed this language for a developer to develop the platform. Suppose this technical language is used, ABAPers are used to develop a platform for all functional people in a business. As I told you, the functional people here are material management, sales people, or HR. All other modules are dependent upon the platform that we provide them. What is that as a ABAPer we do? As I told you, it's the same business solution irrespective of the client. SAP is nothing but the same business solution. It is from inquiry to billing. It is applicable for all the business. So inquiry to billing, it will be already pre-programmed and delivered to the client. But based on the client requirement, as a ABAPer, we have to do personalization. We have to do customization. Even after customization, if a client is not able to get his requirement, then we have to do enhancement. What do you mean by enhancement? Adding a new feature to the existing object without disturbing the standard of object. So we will try to enhance the existing SAP business solution and try to find some requirement, try to find the required solution for the customer. And even after the enhancement, the customer is not happy, then the last step what we are going to do is modification. So as a ABAPer, as a ABAP consultant, our duty is to provide a platform using ABAP language, and after that, the existing business solution should be customized, personalized, and if required, enhanced, and then delivered to the client for his business. So that's the main role of ABAP consultant here. But if you compare to other developers in other languages, suppose Java or .NET, we don't generate anything from the scratch. It's not like we generate from the scratch like a white paper. Everything should be started fresh there. Because of this, it's hard-coded syntaxes in other languages. But here in ABAP, it is very easy. There is nothing to worry about hard-coded syntaxes. The syntaxes are English grammatical syntaxes here. It is very simple statements. Why? Because the business flow is already pre-programmed. And it's a business-oriented language. So what we target here is to give a quick solution through our language. So that's why it's a business-oriented language. There is no hard-coded syntax for here. So ABAP is the 4th generation language, first developed in 1980s by SAP, and it is actually a multilingual, because now suppose if I'm working with the Brazil client or some German clients and they want to see with their logon language, we have an option where in the logon pad where the user can select his language. So according to the language wise, it will be all the text elements like the field labels, or the headers, everything will be translated to the corresponding logon languages. So ABAP is a multilingual, and also it has a SQL subset called OpenSQL. As I told you, OpenSQL will allow you to change the existing database tables irrespective of whatever database it is. It is, it is used, or ABAP language will only be run on application layer. So it is only used in application layer, so it is not going to affect the database at all. Suppose if the database is Oracle database and the table is Oracle database table, still we'll be able to fetch the data using our OpenSQL ABAP language because it is not dependent upon the underlying database. So ABAP is an OpenSQL. It runs only on application layer. Then what is responsible to get the data from other database? There is something called ABAP dispatcher. So that will take care of this, which I'll be explaining in detail when we go to the course. So this application layer is for only processing, and database layer, all the data will be stored. So irrespective of the database what we are used, our ABAP language will run top of it. So we are going to use this ABAP language to first of all customize and also to personalize, as I said you. So there are existing in SAP. Suppose our customer purchases SAP now, and as a service provider, if I'm implementing him, all the data by default will be provided by SAP. Suppose if there are, before that I want to tell you, the data are stored in form of tables here in SAP, and once a customer purchases SAP, all the tables related to materials, sales, delivery, customer, vendor, all those details will be already delivered in form of tables, and by default this will be there. So apart from that, we can also create a views on top of it. Also we can establish a relationship between tables and then fetch a data and process it in the application layer as per the requirement and present it at the presentation layer for the customer. And in SAP there are, what is SAP landscape? R by 3. So there are 3 different servers here. One is so here development, quality, in development server, all the development work, the project will be still in the implementation phase. It will be still in the implementation phase here. And once this is done, then here in quality, it is for testing. So once the development is done, it has to be moved to a quality server for the thorough unit testing there, and then if it is successfully tested, then it will be moved to a production server where the user, the end user, that is our customer, the customer will be using this SAP to his business. So the production server is accessible for the end user, that's a customer, to run his business. But before that, before delivering it to a customer, we are going to test it. We are going to first develop it, and once the development is done, then we are going to give it for quality, and then we are going to move it for production purpose. So here, production is the server where the business will be running. So this is nothing but R by 3 system. It's called landscape. So SAP landscape is development, quality, and production. So this is SAP landscape, and as a ABAPer, our role is for providing a platform for all the SAP other functional model people to run on a business. So now this is what is all about ERP, SAP, and ABAP. As I told you, ABAP is not more concentrating on hard-coded syntaxes. Here the syntaxes are very simple, and it is also easily translatable to other languages. And these are the course contents. Data dictionary will be the first part we'll be discussing. That is, what is normally the dictionary means it is a collection of words, a collection of reusable words I can put across, a collection of reusable words which can be used to form a meaningful sentence. The same will be if I correlate here. The data dictionary is a basic unit where all the tables, all the database related issues are created and fetched. So if physically any tables has to be stored by us by creating a new table, so we have to use this data dictionary first. So that is the first part, data dictionary, and then we are going to use an internal table. It is a replica of our existing database tables, and then modularization, it is a reusable units, which we'll be discussing in this course. Then we'll be doing the reports, and the report is the one where the client will be taking a decision. The decision making is done using this report. So we are going to collect the different information, gather that, maybe we want to join it together and show the entire result in one shot. That is the report. There are three ways: classical, interactive, and ALV. And then there is uploading. Suppose, what is this BDC? BDC is nothing but uploading technique. Now sales is happening with all centers. Suppose if I say Walmart, Walmart is doing the sales. So at the end, if they want to update all this into their SAP system, so there's all the sales details will be sent to a IT consultant in a form of Excel sheets, and that SAP, non-SAP data should be uploaded into SAP. So uploading a non-SAP data that is from legacy system into SAP is done by BDC and LSMW, that's uploading techniques. Then we'll be looking into module programming, that is related to screen related issues, that is designing a screen using ABAP language, that is module pool programming. Next is smart forms. What is the smart forms? It is just a tool used for designing your bills or purchase order or offer letters. So this is a tool that is used to design the forms for a company. And next comes cross applications, that is BAPIs. The BAPI's name itself is saying API. It's an API tool, that is application programming interface, to interface two different technologies. So this is a cross application, ALE, BAPIs and BADIs. And there are other miscellaneous topics which we'll be covering. There is what is a small topic, what is transport organizer, what is ABAP and SAP memory, how to release object from one server to other server. So we'll be discussing all this. I hope there is again a copy, you can look into the contents there. So if you guys have no doubt, I can conclude this session. What is SAP, what is ERP, how it is related, we have discussed. So this is the demo, which is concludes the SAP ABAP demo. So if you have any queries, you can ask.